Hi, my name is Brent Weaver, and I'm a guitar teacher here at MacPhail. I teach Suzuki guitar and traditional classical guitar, and I also teach some early childhood classes here. There are many types of guitar that you probably know about. Mostly what you've probably seen have been steel string guitars, and which are also called acoustic guitars, and electric guitars. And there are many different types of those styles of guitars. However, today I want to talk about the classical guitar, and that's the instrument that I play and I teach. I'd like to start with the parts of the classical guitar. So this is the classical guitar, and beginning with this part right here, the big part, is called the body. The body. And the body consists of the back, the sides, and the top. And on the sides we have this part, which is called the upper bout, and this is called the lower bout, and this is called, this part of our body, the waist. On the top of the guitar we have this big thing right here. And this is called the bridge. The bridge. And the strings on the classical guitar are tied to the bridge. On the bridge we have this, and this has the same name as something you put on a horse so you can ride it, which is a saddle. This is a saddle. So bridge, saddle. And then we have this hole, that sound comes out of this hole. So we call it the sound hole. Another part of the top, which I think is really beautiful, this decoration here is called the rosette. And it's really wood that's been inlaid into the top of the guitar, and that's to prevent cracks from forming on the top after they drill the hole. We also have 6 strings on the guitar. And this bottom one is called number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I know you guys have been studying high and low sounds, but what's really funny is the lowest string in relation to the guitar is actually the highest. So listen to this. That's the highest, and the lowest lowest sounding one is on the top. Okay, number 6. So they go from high to low this way. So here's highest. You might also notice that as a classical guitarist, I use my fingers to strike the strings, where somebody plays an electric guitar or a steel string guitar might use a pick. So we use our fingers. The next part of the guitar that I would like to talk about is the neck of the guitar. So the neck has some main parts here. If you look at the back of the guitar, behind the neck we have this. And it looks sort of like the heel on your foot. And in fact, that's what we call it, the heel. So then we have the neck, and going up, we have these metal strips going this way, and they are called frets. Frets. This is what separates us from the violin, one of the things, frets, because they help us change pitch. And we don't have to hear it. We just we press down beside the fret, and we can change the pitch from low to high on the guitar. This is called the nut, and above the nut is called the head, or headstock. And this is something that's different than the violin. We have these, they're called tuning machines. Violins have tuners. We can call them tuners also, but you can notice we have machine parts in there. And it makes tuning really accurate and good. I want to talk about the frets. On the guitar, you have high strings and low strings, but you can also change the pitch from low to high going this direction. What happens when you fret a string is, if you fret a string right here, the string is really long. And just like in some of our instruments that are bigger, have a lower sound, this longer string has a lower sound. If I go up here, and I fret it right here, look how long the string is now. It's really short, it's really high, real high sound. Okay? So, that is the function of the frets. And then this hand, we change the pitch by pressing down beside the fret. You can get many different types of sounds on the guitar. And when I teach my students, the first thing I teach them is to get a sound that we call natural or neutral sound. And it's from striking the string right here on this side of the sound hole. So here is a neutral sound. Now, what's really neat about the guitar is we can change that sound. I can make a darker sound. I'll play the middle part of Twinkle. What I just did is something called tasto, playing up here. And then we can get another sound called ponticello. That means to play toward the bridge, and it produces a real bright sound. Okay. And then there's another sound we can get called pizzicato, and it's a muted sound. If I put my hand down on top of the strings right over the saddle, I can get a muted sound. Another sound we can get, and you get this on the violin and many different instruments, it's called vibrato. So I can kind of get a wavery sound. Something that's really neat, this is my favorite, these are called harmonics. So you can get a lot of different sounds. And this is something that I'm sure you've heard probably more than the things I just demonstrated. These are called chords. And chords are mostly used for accompanying the voice, for doing background, for singing. So I'll sing Twinkle with some chords and with different kinds of strums. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Okay, so you're probably used to that kind of a sound. Now, I mentioned that I teach classical guitar and Suzuki guitar. Suzuki is classical guitar. I'd like to play a tune now from the Suzuki method. This is from Book 2, and I teach it to my kids. It's called Corrente by Paganini. Okay, so I've been playing guitar for 44 years. I just figured this out today. And I began when I was 12 years old. And I also figured that I have been teaching for 36 years, a long time. Taught a lot of students, probably thousands of students. I think a good age to begin a guitar, from my experience, would be 5 years old. However, I do have some 3-year-olds that I teach, and my oldest student is in his 70s. So any age is a good age to begin playing the guitar. I would like to finish with a song that I think you'll recognize from your trolley classes. And here goes. Thanks, and have fun with the guitar and musical trolley this week.